It's always been. Fairy tales of princes and princesses have always captivated us, but this time the story seems to be more than just two people in love, what they are involved in. It's a story between human and fairy. Alice is the queen who lives in the magic world, but she is an ordinary human because she is the adopted daughter of the queen's godmother. Alice has a good relationship with every elf in the magical realm. On this day, with the help of a group of elves, Prince Philip, who had saved Alice's life, asked her to marry him, and Alice happily agreed. But they were faced with a bigger problem. The raven saw it and told Ellie about it. Ellie didn't believe in the love of men, because years ago, she had her wings cut off by the man she loved. Ellie came to the princess with her beautiful wings flapping, and when she saw how determined the princess was, Ellie gave in. She only wanted her daughter to be happy. The prince returned to the castle and told his parents about the proposal. Strangely enough, the queen, who had always been against it, agreed. The queen demanded Ellie must come to dinner with her, but she had a strange look on her face. The first course the queen prepared was a roast pigeon. The raven, who had been transformed into a human being, was very embarrassed. During the meal, the queen kept talking to the camera. She brought up the time Ellie put a curse on the princess. It was a scar on Ellie's heart. It was the pain of his life. The anger in Ellie's heart was instantly ignited. His daughter found out and held his hand. He told his mother to hold back. Then a cat jumped on Ellie. He reached out and pinned him down. His daughter begged him to put the cat down. Again, he relented. But the queen turned around and announced that as of today, the princess would officially be his daughter. Ellie couldn't take it anymore. She couldn't take it anymore. He spread his wings. He couldn't accept the loss of his daughter. A group of soldiers attacked Ellie with weapons. He took out the soldiers with ease and sent them flying. His daughter was angry, told him to stop. The queen hid behind the king. She stabbed the king with a cursed needle. The king slowly fell to the ground, and the queen accused Ellie of cursing the king. Ellie accompanied her daughter to a dinner party at the human castle. But at the dinner, the queen accused her of putting a curse on the king. Her daughter got angry and asked Ellie why she did it. Ellie said he hadn't done anything, but his daughter didn't believe him. He was saddened to see her like this, but the godmother hadn't done anything. She had no choice but to fly out of the castle alone, but she didn't realize it. A soldier who had been waiting for him for a long time found him. He shot him in the wing with a bow and arrow. He fell into the river, and when the chief learned that the humans had attacked his people, he ordered a decision to attack the humans, because their homes and their people were constantly being hurt, without a fight. If they don't do something, could become a new territory for the humans. And then the chief saw in the godmother's eyes. He saw a black phoenix awakening. The chief sensed the power of the godmother. It could be the key to victory. Time passed to die, and this is inside the palace. The queen has developed a magic weapon that can kill the fairies. By mixing the powdered flowers from the fairies' graves, mixed with iron powder, it will turn the elves into unconscious plants, the equivalent of death. So the queen gathered her warriors at night to invade the godmother's territory in search of large quantities of flowers. When the godmother realized the danger and arrived, all the flowers buried in the fairies' graves were all taken away. At that moment, the soldiers who had been waiting in the bushes shot iron balls filled with the powder of the flowers in the direction of the godmother. Old Blackie arrived in time. He blocked the godmother's way. The iron balls hit the back of his wings. He was seriously injured. Godmother looked at the dying Blackie. She couldn't find peace in her heart for a long time. Her adopted daughter had abandoned her, and his own kind died protecting him. Godmother swore that she would make the humans pay with their blood. On the other hand, inside the palace, the queen used the flowers to create a large amount of powder for use in battle. The princess discovered it. He finally realized the truth, and that the Demon King's curse was not cast by the shogun's mother. It was the queen, but it was too late to stop it. The queen wanted to borrow the princess and the prince's wedding. She invited all the elves to the feast, and the simple elves came to the humans' territory. They were locked inside the lobby. A brutal one-sided slaughter began. Humans used powder to attack the elves. All the elves who received the powder, all of them were turned into senseless plants. At that moment, in the sky outside the castle, countless people from the Dark Clan arrived in time. The war with the humans had officially begun, but the queen was unusually calm, because they had already developed a large number of necessary weapons. Hundreds of powdered pumpkins flew up in the air and smashed them on the bodies of the darkies. Any elf who touched the powder instantly dissipated. All of a sudden, the entire town was covered in red powder. When the leader saw the situation was bad, he gave the order to retreat, but it was too late. He watched as his countrymen were captured. Others died in front of his eyes, but there was nothing he could do. Gura saw such a scene and had no idea what to do. And then there was a flash of green light in the sky. The raven turned into a beast and pushed them. The soldiers were pushed to the side. The fairies sacrificed me. He leapt from the sky. He used his magic to shock the soldiers, destroyed all their turrets, to free his people from their captivity. And now he has only one goal: to find the queen. The fairy godmother was about to push the queen down. The princess rushed to stop her. He didn't want the fairy godmother to kill innocent people. It would cause more chaos between the two clans. But the next moment, a bow and arrow with powder came. The godmother quickly turned to the princess. She shielded him with her body. She blocked the fatal blow. But the fairy godmother gradually turned into ashes and slowly drifted to the ground. The princess fell to her knees, crying in pain, not knowing what to do. Tears streamed onto the floor. The queen told the elves fighting below the castle, "The wicked witch is dead. Surrender." But the next moment, the princess's 3 tears emitted a golden light. Gradually, it grew wider and wider. Amidst the ashes and golden light, a huge black phoenix appeared. Its roar was loud and clear. The queen was stunned. He looked at such a huge phoenix. He lost his mind. She pushed the princess out of the castle. The black phoenix rushed forward and swooped down. It caught the princess at the last moment and protected him with its body. It landed on the ground. It was a few meters away. Everyone gathered around, and then the princess stood up in the dust. With the roar of a black phoenix, everyone stopped fighting, and the black phoenix gradually transformed into a human figure. The princess simply embraced her godmother. He misunderstood his mother, and the king was under the godmother's magic. The curse was broken. He woke up. The queen tried to escape. Caught by the dark ones, he fell over the vines on the castle. His hair was scattered all over the place. Then he was turned into a goat by the godmother, the princess and the prince, with the blessing of all humans and elves. They were married on schedule.